swish. Go ahead, touchdown like that. Go ahead, touchdown like that. Go ahead, touchdown like that.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the London Monarchs and the Los Angeles Rams. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Mayfield off the play fake. The crossing route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And the Rams got it. They bring him down.
For a rookie first rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Here's Hill on the return. Accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the hold on special teams backs him up all the way inside the 15 to start. On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Jimmy Smith, the one.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Right at the 40. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Just the first quarter of tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Play action. Now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And they'll catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. Back deep, Isaiah McKenzie. Just a single yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Flushed out right. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Play fake. Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Taylor with it. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Taylor is the ball carrier.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Henry runs. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. Let's face it. Every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
On second down, Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On third down, Johnson. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up fourth down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line.
At their own 40-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Got an open man. It's Ruggs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
3rd and 2.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Chase Young in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Here's Matt Wild now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. There was a 42, making a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and something down.
The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now the throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
And Taylor, the ball carrier.
What's up? What? Yeah.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know what the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. Pass incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
A gain of 12. First down, Monarchs.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
The offense on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Mayfield to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At the 38-yard line.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But
you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first.
I ain't fall asleep. I just said, fuck it. I'm dumb.
That looked like some pretty easy yardage.
I'm not playing with y'all niggas today.
He's a guy that has some height to
Be
him,
real.
so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He gets this inside the 35.
It wasn't even you, bruh. It was everybody else missing the open passes in the paint. Missing fucking shots and want to take every fucking shot. Bub running down the court, not letting me get set and taking. Man, I'm done. Like I might not even play with y'all for a while.
Definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation. It's an easy completion half first down.
Bruh, oh God. And the passes that I was trying to get to you wasn't going to you. So I was like, you know what, I'm cool. Y'all supposed to be point guards. Y'all first thing to do is pass first, score second. Y'all shooting everything, bro. I'm cool.
No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
From the gun, it's Taylor. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be
Yeah, so I'm cool.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the line.
And if I gotta hear Bub tell me I know one more time and he's still fucking up, I'm cool, bro.
Making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker.
Touchdown! Henry Ruggs, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Rams add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort.
And I don't even want to score like that, but when it come down to it, I'll take a 2 over the 3 if y'all missing all the goddamn threes. If you're not landing the shots, give it up.
Getting thing here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does,
I still got
that
the
can
first
alter my
down either way
strategy
it
and
goes.
potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I turned off my system, bro.
First and 10 after roughing the passer. Mayfield down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Second down and 7.
7-yard line.
From the gun, Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Johnson was the intended receiver.
Pulling every shot. Got a point guard running down there trying to pass the ball underneath the basket and shit. Like, why?
He's going to let it go again. And unable to connect. Incomplete.
Yep, I was done.
Took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our
Yeah,
EA
so I'll run solo for a while now, bro. I'm gonna run solo. Not gonna lie to you. I'll probably just play my career.
Look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
That's why I was like, bro, y'all might as well be shooting guards if that's all y'all want to do is score. If you gonna run point, you want to run point guards, you need to pass, bro. I know that's why I like it. I know what you gonna do.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff, Spent the entire halftime just working with them.
But you get motherfuckers overthinking shit, not just reacting to what you see. Oh, I thought he was going. Man, fuck all that shit, bro.
Prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He's got a first down inside the midfield. All the way down to the 41-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot defensively. Make sure they don't find a soft spot like they did there.
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
3 brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Tua. They can throw it to him. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
And he will maneuver his way down to the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 2nd down, Tua. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends.
He's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Rams add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Don't matter.
On the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific.
Oh, I'll play, but I won't be playing with y'all niggas.
The holding penalty sets him back inside the 20 as they get going on this drive. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Everybody named Mama got a point guard, bro.
First down, London.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
The ball carrier.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
At the 37-yard.
On 2nd down, it's Snell.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. On first down, it's Snell again. He'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And some nice running, going to get him down close to a first down at the Rams 32. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Here we go with Johnson. They'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. So they lost yardage, and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Another game I just don't give a fuck about no more.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Tua. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
I don't even care about COD. They don't give a fuck about Siege. No, I think the next game I'm getting is FIFA. I'll probably get that later on today.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff position? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game
just stood up, didn't even run.
As we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Again, it's Johnson. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far. and it's
What?
cost them.
A third down now, and those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Nope.
He'll be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now they go
Never been there.
fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game.
They had him on the wall in 19.
That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make
Nah, it was or 20. 20 was on the wall.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. The Rams on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Oh, now he's strapped. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I never watched that shit when he sat on the couch.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. Then he finds Gronk. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st down, London.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And Mayfield again with the interception. His 3rd. Picked off at the 40. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate. I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Gain on the play.
So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory.